Hello, and welcome once again to Yoga for Kids and Their Adults. My name's Tony. I am here at Me Time LLC. This is a massage and yoga studio here in Troy, Alabama. This program is sponsored in part by the Charles Henderson Child Health Center. They are a pediatric physician and dentist office here in Troy, and they help service the children from birth to age 19. They fund this through a grant from the Children's Trust Fund, which focuses on preventing child abuse and neglect. We thank you for your support and encourage you to support these great causes. Today, our yoga routine, since we are fairly close to the holidays, I thought we would focus on something that most of the winter holidays have in common. No matter what tradition that you have, it could be Christmas, it could be Yule, it could be Hanukkah, it could be Kwanzaa, it could be the solstice celebration. It could be any possible holiday celebration, but most of them have something to do with a candle. And so that is what we're going to emulate today in our yoga routine. So if you are ready, go ahead and make sure that there are no open flames near where you are. Clear your space so you're not going to hit anyone else that's practicing with you or furniture. And that if you have a mat, go ahead and put your yoga mat down. If you don't have a yoga mat, that's perfectly fine. You can use a towel, you can use a blanket, you could even just use the bare floor. Now you might be practicing with shoes on or even socks if your feet are a little chilly because this is winter and the weather's a little on the cool side. But if you practice barefoot, that's perfectly good as well. In fact, that's the traditional way to practice yoga is with your bare feet. Now, I'm a little chilly today, so I've got my little layers on and I've got my socks on too. So whatever makes you comfortable today, as long as you can move and breathe, is totally okay. So today's yoga routine, keeping in mind the beauty and majesty of candles during the holiday season, we are going to practice our yoga in the form of a candle and the flame that burns on top. So if you are ready, let's start our yoga routine by practicing a few deep breaths. Okay? So breathe in and breathe out. And breathe in and breathe out. Now let's practice bringing our movements in tune with our breathing. So as we breathe in this time, bring your arms up overhead. And as you breathe out, bring your arms down to your sides. Let's try that one more time. Breathe in, bring your arms up overhead. Breathe out, bring your arms down to your side. This time we're going to make it a little bit more movement by bringing our arms up overhead. And as you exhale, bring your hands all the way down to the ground, or at least as far as you can make. All right, breathe in, bring your arms up overhead. Breathe out, bring your arms as close to the ground as you can. Try to keep your knees from locking. Don't force your knees to go all the way back. Again, breathe in all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands down to your side. Now, to start off as a candle stands tall like a pillar or like a taper. And there's all sorts of different forms of candles. We have candles in jars, we have candles in holders, and we have little tea light candles, we have candelabras, we have all sorts of different candle holders. But what's in common is that candle stands tall with a little wick on top. So if you'll go ahead and start off in your mountain pose, that's your feet are directly under your hips, little bend to the knees so your knees are over your arches. Stand up tall. Imagine that there's a little string at the top of your head pulling you up towards the sky. Bring your arms down to the side. All right, so this is your mountain pose. Bring your hands up to a prayer pose right at your heart center, the middle of your chest. Okay? Now this is you as the silent candle waiting to be ignited. All right, and as we take a nice deep breath in, we're going to bring our hands up Exhale, bring your hands back down to heart center. Let's do that one more time. We're priming this candle here. Bring your hands up as you breathe in, and exhale, bring your hands down. And this time, we're gonna bring our hands up as we breathe in, and we're going to ignite our candle. So go ahead and let your hands dance like the little flame when it first flickers and dances. Go ahead and let them dance, 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 and flick, flick, flick. Dance, 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 and flick, flick, flick. One more time. Dance, 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 flick, flick, flick. Now, you might notice when you first light a candle, it starts to kind of get a long flame. So imagine that your arms, the whole length of your arm, is the flame. And we might breathe in and stretch all the way up, and breathe out and lean to your left as the flame bends. Hold it here for just a moment. And then we're going to breathe in, bring our flame up towards the ceiling, and breathe out and bring it down to the right this time. All right? Hold it there for just a second. Breathe in, bring your flame up to the top, and again to the left. Reach and stretch. Kind of push your hips out to the opposite side. Breathe in and up, and then down and out to your right side. Last time, bring your hands up, overhead, and then dance, 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 and flick, flick, flick. 2 more times. Dance, 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 flick, flick, flick. Dance, 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 flick, flick, flick. And now we're going to kind of settle in and bring our hands back down to our heart center, because those flames do tend to settle, don't they? Now, as your candle starts to burn or continues to burn, you might notice some wax might start dripping over the side. So if we're burning our wick right here at the heart center and we notice the wax start dripping over the side, let's go ahead and emulate that. Bring your hands out and down all the way to the ground. That's that wax spilling over to the side. All right, now bring your hands back up to heart center. Bring your hands all the way up to the ceiling. Back down to heart center. We're going to spill a little bit more wax and spill it over to the side. If you can wiggle, wiggle, wiggle your hands, that's kind of emulating the wax spilling over to the side. That's why there's those candle holders with the little cups underneath. Bring your hands back up to heart center. Breathe in all the way up to the ceiling. Back down one more time. We're going to spill over the side with that little bit of wax. Go ahead and flick, 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 flick. Let that wax go all over the little cup. And then bring your hands back up to heart center. And we are going to widen our stance. Because as that wax starts to collect, that kind of makes the candle look a little wider, doesn't it? At least at the base. So with this, we're going to bring our arms level to the ground. We're going to lean to the left. Kind of shifting. Because as that wax spills, it kind of changes the shape of the top of the candle. And we're going to lean to the right. Again, our legs haven't moved. Our hips are just shifting a little bit. And lean to the left. And then lean to the right. Excellent. Go ahead and straighten back up. Now, I encourage you to, with your left hand, we're going to start by shifting our hips to the right, reaching all the way down as far as we can to our foot. And if it's more comfortable, you can turn your toes out. Keep your right hand going up towards the ceiling, and that's your flame. So it's a flick, 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 and flash, flash, flash. Flick, 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 and flash, flash, flash. Flick, 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 and flash, flash, flash. Then we're going to lean all the way up, kind of cartwheel back up, put your toes forward, and we're going to spill some wax over the side. Going to bring our hands back up, and I'm going to turn a little bit to the right. Turn your toes out, shift your hips to the left, and let that right hand come down to your leg or your feet or the floor if you can. And up here at the top, that's our flame again. So let's go ahead and flick, 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 and flash, flash, flash. Flick, 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 and flash, flash, flash. Flick, 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 and flash, flash, flash. Excellent. Let's go ahead and cartwheel back up. Turn your toes to the front. We're going to spill a little wax over to the side, just like a candle. All right, now let's go ahead and bend our knees, bring our hips down, and we're going to bring our hands to heart center, and we're going to reach up, because every once in a while, that flame reaches up like it's reaching up to the heavens. And then we're going to bring our hands down, level to the ground. How are you feeling? Let's go ahead and turn to our left again. So our toes, our front foot, our left foot points to the left. Bend that front knee. Keep your arms level and look to that left hand. You're in warrior one. sometimes that flame flickers and dances. So we're going to emulate that with our little warrior dance. So with our warrior one, we're going to bring our right hand up to the front of the left hand and clap. Can you do that? Ready? Reach around and clap. We're going to bring our hands up to the top. We're in warrior one. And we can wiggle, 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 and flash, flash, flash. Wiggle, 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 and flash, flash, flash. Wiggle, 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 and flash, flash, flash. That's our candle. Gonna bring our hands back down. Reach over and around with our right hand. Palms down, and again, look over your left hand. One more time, we're going to straighten up that leg. We're going to turn our toes to the front, and we're gonna spill some wax over to the side. All right, go ahead and bend your knees, lower your hips, bring your hands to heart center, all the way up, straighten your legs, bring your hands out to the side, and we're gonna do the same thing on the right side. So go ahead and turn your right foot out to the side. Your left foot's probably gonna be at a little bit of an angle. Keep your arms level with the ground. Bend that right knee. You're in warrior two. Look over your right hand. Now, we are going to reach back with our left hand, reach up with our right, our nice reverse warrior. We're gonna wiggle, 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 and flash, flash, flash. Wiggle, 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 and flash, flash, flash. Wiggle, 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 and flash, flash, flash. Go ahead and bring your hands back down and level to the ground. We're gonna bring our left hand this time out and around to the right with a clap. Can you do that? Ready? 1, 2, 3, around and clap. Wonderful. Go ahead and bring your hands up overhead. Hands together and wiggle, 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 and flash, flash, flash. Wiggle, 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 and flash, flash, flash. One more time. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Flash, flash, flash. Excellent. Bring your hands down, level to the ground. Turn your left arm back. Look over your right hand, and again, you're in warrior two. One more time. We're going to straighten up that leg, keep our arms level, bring it over to heart center, and we're going to spill some wax over the side of the candle. How are you doing with this? Excellent. I'm glad to hear it. Go ahead and bend your knees. Bring your hands up to heart center, and this time breathe in and reach your hands all the way up to the sky. Excellent. Wonderful. Go ahead and wiggle, 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 and flash, flash, flash. Wiggle, 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 and flash, flash, flash. Wiggle, 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 and flash, flash, flash. And that flame continues to dance as it burns, doesn't it? Let's go ahead and bring our arms down to our sides. Bring our feet together. And we are going to try our Superman pose, because when you have all these candles lit around you, you kind of feel a little bit like a superhero. It's that wonderful, magical warmth and comfort that those candles bring to our holiday celebrations. So we're going to turn and face our left side. Okay? We're going to take our right foot, step it back. Bring our hands down to our feet in a nice little pyramid pose. Wonderful. Can you feel that nice stretch there? Go ahead and bend that knee. Bring your arms out and level. And with a little push off from that back foot, we're going to balance on our leg. Isn't this a wonderful Superman pose? It's also known as Warrior 3. Go ahead and lower that back foot. Straighten that knee, bring your hands back down to your feet. Walk your hands in front of you. Bend your knees and reach all the way up as you reach for the sky. And then bring your hands back down. How you feeling? Let's try that same thing with the other side. So we're going to bring our feet together, face the right, step back with our left foot, bring our hands out in front of us and reach down towards our foot in our nice little pyramid pose. Then we're going to bend our knee, bring our hands out in front of us with a little push off from our back foot. We're going to push off and balance on that right foot. Nice Superman pose. We are bringing the spirit of the holidays to everyone around us. Go ahead and lower your back foot. Straighten out that leg. Reach down. Walk your hands in front of you. Bend your knees and reach up as you breathe in and breathe out as you bring your hands to your sides. How are you doing? Isn't this a wonderful candle yoga routine? So let's go ahead and bring our pillar up nice and tall. And as quick as you can, let's get down to a seated posture, okay? you might just twist or cross your legs and bring yourself down to our nice little crisscross applesauce, or our easy posture. Okay? So, as we do at the end of every yoga routine, we're going to slow it down with some stretches, bring it back in for some breathing, and we're going to have a small meditation. So go ahead and spread your feet as wide as you can. If this is all you got, that's okay. Don't ever push your body farther than it's willing to go. We're going to sit up as tall as we can. Breathe in, bring our arms up overhead, and reach down forward in front of us. Now, if you can't quite reach down, that's okay. Just reach as far as you can. All right, and you might notice there's some wiggle in your feet. Maybe there's some other little flames or other little candles. Go ahead and wiggle your little flames. Wonderful. Go ahead and roll your back up. Breathe in, bring your arms up overhead. Sit as tall as you can. Turn and face your left foot, and breathe out and reach for it. Now, if you can only reach your knee, that's fine. If you can reach past your foot, that's fantastic. This is just based on how your body's performing today. One more breath, then we're going to roll up, turn and face the front. Isn't that lovely? Go ahead and take another deep breath in, bring your arms up, overhead, sit as tall as you can, turn and face your right foot, and breathe out and try to reach for your right foot. Again, if you can't quite reach your foot, just reach as far as you can. Just honor what your body's telling you it's willing to do today. One more breath, then we're going to roll our backs up, sit as tall as we can, and then turn and face the front. Let's go ahead and bring our feet together, kind of like a candle that's already spilled a lot of wax on the side, and it's just starting to burn down a little bit. So get your wicks ready. We're going to wiggle, 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 and flash, flash, flash. Wiggle, 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 and flash, flash, flash. Wiggle, 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 and flash, flash, flash. And again, let's calm it down. Bring your hands to prayer right in front of your heart center and bow your head. I would like you in this posture, this bound angle posture, to think about the candles in your family celebration. Now, if this isn't comfortable, you can always lay your hands on your legs or rest your hands on your knees. Or even if your legs aren't comfortable here, you can always go back to crisscross applesauce or some form of lotus. Okay? So with your spine as tall as you can, rest your arms on your legs or your knees. And when you're comfortable, close your eyes. See if you can see in your mind's eye what the candles in your winter holiday traditions look like. Are they on a bowl that catches the wax? Are they on a candle holder? Maybe one that's called a menorah, or maybe one that's just really, really pretty and meaningful. Maybe you have a wax representation of a tree, or another symbol of your holiday tradition. But I want you to see it clearly. See the pictures. Picture the color, the shape, the size, how tall is it? Imagine what it looks like as that little flame is wiggling, 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 and flickering, flickering, flickering. How does that make you feel? I want you to pay attention to how your body is reacting to you visually seeing this in your mind's eye. Are you happy? Are you warm and cozy? Isn't it wonderful the magic that candles can bring to our holiday traditions? I think it's fantastic. So when you are ready, I want you to start breathing in and out as deeply and slowly as you can, and try to make breathing out just a little longer than breathing in. That's going to help slow things down. And I would like you, once you're ready, to start in your mind or in your heart to say thank you for the gift of the candles or the lanterns or the fire, the spark, the light in your holiday traditions. You might have substituted an open flame for an electric flame. You might have even substituted an artificial tree for a real tree. Whatever your holiday light and warm traditions would be, I want you to feel how they make you feel at a special time of year. And when you're ready, you can give yourself a hug, because it's wonderful to spend time not just with our candles, but with our family and friends who have been so distant from us all year. And even now with the holidays, we still have to keep our distance, but we can do things like video call or video chat or text or even just a regular phone call to tell each other that we love each other. Go ahead and swap which hand's on top and continue giving yourself a hug. This is one of those warm, cozy, comfy feelings that the holidays can bring. When you're done giving yourself a hug, you can bring your hands again to rest on your lap. Your hands can be on your knees or just beyond them. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And if you have the time and the space, I would like you to take out a piece of paper and crayons or markers or pens or pencils and draw a candle from your holiday traditions. And I hope that this fills you with light and laughter and love and warmth and all the good things that our holidays tend to bring to us. And then I would like you to give it to someone special to you, someone who has been a light or a beacon or the warmth in your life, and let them know how much that they mean to you here in this holiday season. Thank you for joining me today for our yoga for kids and their adults. Again, my name is Tony. I am here at Me Time LLC. This is a massage and yoga studio here in Troy, Alabama. This program is sponsored in part by the Charles Henderson Child Health Center. That is a pediatric physician and dental office here in Troy, Alabama, who helps serve the children in our area from birth to age 19. They fund this program through a grant from the Children's Trust Fund, which helps to prevent child neglect and child abuse. They're a wonderful organization, and they help sponsor a lot of really awesome programs. Thank you for joining us today. With gratitude in my heart and happiness in my whole being, I thank you for joining me. I look forward to seeing you again in next week's episode. And as I do with all of my yoga routines, I like to end with namaste, which means that the spirit or the light in me recognizes and is grateful for the spirit and light in you, as I am grateful for each and every one of you joining me. Namaste.